What's going on YouTube? It's AKingsCreation again, bringing you guys another video. In this video, we will be breaking down the best longsword build with the best longsword that you can possibly attain. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and break down every part of this build. All right, so let's go ahead and begin by crafting the weapon that we're going to talk about today, the Dementius. All right, so once we do each part, it will craft the Dementius. Now, we're going to start off with the broken blade. The broken blade, we're going to go with paralysis. You can either go with paralysis or blast. It's up to you. I'm trying to go all three paralysis, but you can go all three blast if you want, or two paralysis, or you can mix and match, what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go with the paralysis. This gives us the attack infusion. Okay, make sure you go with the attack infusion, and then we're gonna go to the tube. Once we go to the tube, we're gonna also look for attack infusion if we can. I don't currently have any left over. There we go. We got the attack infusion from the blast. So I'm pretty sure I did do this. I definitely have one blast. We will go ahead and look at it, but I definitely have one blast in this setup. Okay, so we're gonna go with one blast attack infusion for our tube. Then for the last tube, we want to go with another blast if we can, or another paralysis if we can. Now this one has affinity infusion. I'm not really too worried about affinity, but once again, we want to go for blast attack infusion if we got it, paralysis attack infusion if we have it. Now since I don't have it right now, we're not going to do this, but that's what I would put in that place. All right, so to further confirm that, as you guys can see in the production bonus, we have 3 attack infusions. So as you guys said like before, you have attack infusion, and our element type is paralysis. Weapon is maxed all the way out, so this gives us reinforcement bonuses. Once it's maxed all the way out, you go mainly try to get for attack boost. You don't really need affinity boost. Like I said, affinity is not really that important for a longsword. A lot of damage every swipe or every swing is important. So if you can replace those affinity boosts with attack, then that also works. But keep in mind, more affinity is decent in itself because it just helps guarantee or help increase your chances of a critical hit, right? So elemental boost is very important too if you want to be a playstyle where you're basically stunning the boss a lot. Obviously the effects wear off over time, but it still helps freeze up the boss, or stun the boss, so you can do more damage. All right, and then we get the sharpness boost. You definitely need at least one sharpness boost on there so you can maintain as much sharpness as possible, especially if you are not using any sharpness jewels. That is the setup right now for this weapon. Now let's go ahead and break down the full gear set. All right, so as you guys can see, we broke down some of these gear pieces in our previous longsword build video. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you guys check out that video. I will leave it at the end of this video so you guys can check that out. So I'm not going to break down each part of these. As you guys can see, the names of each, that's the ones you need to get in order to get it. I'm mainly going to focus on the jewels. All right, so the jewels with this one is we're going with attack jewel level 3. Okay, we're going to get more attack. Go ahead and show you guys what that does. Skill info. Okay, so we're going with additional attack boost for the attack jewel. This gives us level 3, like I said, with an attack plus 7. Okay, we're capped at level 3 because we can't really max out critical boost and attack boost, so we're just going with the best we can, right? We definitely want critical boost maxed out because it increases the damage of our critical hits. And like I said, with that affinity, it gives you a greater chance of getting more criticals, and also critical boost increases damage dealt by critical hits to 40%. That is huge, especially when we're going to try to deal as many crits and high damage as possible. Okay, so that's what we have for this weapon. And then for the jewels, we did change up a few things. We're still going with the brace jewel. For those who don't know, it gives you flinch free. What is flinch free, for you might be asking? Flinch free prevents knockbacks. Tripping is reduced to a knockback instead. Okay, so next up we got the chain jewel and the mighty jewel. Chain jewel gives you burst. Remember we were talking about burst before with the element. but now we're trying to just put that on our overall skill list. Okay, it continuously landing hits gradually increases attack and elemental attack, so this basically gives us more damage over time as long as we continuously hit. And there's special moves for the longsword that can do a lot of hits at once. So on the first hit, gain a small temporary attack and elemental boost, replaced by a larger boost after the 5th hit. Okay, so keep in mind, try to get his 5 hits as often as possible. All right, then we're going with the mighty jewel, which is the maximum might, and it gives you affinity of plus 10% while active. All right, so now we're going with the sheath jewels. We got 3 of them, so this gives us quick sheath at level 3, gradually increasing sheathing speed. And for those who don't know, when you go like this with the sword and as go like that and you slice away, that is called your sheath move. Okay, so once again, we have on our coil the chain jewel and the mighty jewel. We've already talked about these, so we kind of already know what they do. Individual gear pieces, if you want to know what they are, please go ahead and watch my previous video, because it gives you a foundation of how this build was fully completed. So last but not least, we're going with, again, we got the chain jewel again, but now we got the same jewel. Okay, the same jewel gives us antivirus at level 3, greatly increasing our recovery rate after contracting the frenzy. Affinity plus 15% if cured, and we will cure it. Okay, and now for our talisman, we're going with the exploiter charm 2, level 2, which means it's upgrade to level 2. This gives us weakness exploit, additional weakness exploit, and we want to max out weakness exploit on this build because it increases the affinity of attacks that exploit a monster's weak points and wounds. Attacks that hit weak points gain affinity plus 10% with an extra 5% on wounds. All right, and then we're going to finish it off with our corrupted mantle. Now we know it got nerfed a little bit, but hey, as of right now, it still works compared to all the other mantles that I have. If you want to swap it out, you can. If you feel like it's not strong enough or whatever, you can always go with the rock steady mantle. Reduces damage taken and prevents damage reactions when attacked. Grants protection from wind, pressure, roars, and tremors. Okay, this is huge, especially when you want to do continuous attacks when the monster is enraging. But corrupted mantle, if you don't know, it decreases health but increases affinity and weapon performance while equipped. Repeated attacks on monsters will further increase your attack power and affinity, and also you can stop the health from depleting if you do continuous attacks. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's not going to always deplete your health right away. You can stop the health from depleting. All right, so all of that, guys, gives us our attack at 700, our affinity at 15%, and our element at 170 with a good sharpness gauge. All right, so that is the full build setup. As you guys seen, I hope you guys enjoyed the previous gameplay of this build in its full potential. I'm sure some people can do better as far as like damage combinations to get more damage, but I just wanted to show you guys highlights of bits and pieces of what this build can do at its full potential with the best longsword you can get currently right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.